going to jump right into it because I have a lot of palettes and I'm not trying to have this be a 2-hour-long video. First off, this drawer is not organized whatsoever. That's why I'm decluttering, because possibly I can organize it and have a little bit room left over. So this is not ideally what I want it to look like, just so you know. The first palette that's lying on top is the Too Faced Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar palette. I do keep the boxes. I'm not quite sure why. I guess I just like to have the reference guide of the colors on the back. But my best friend bought this for me for Christmas this past year. It's got a bunch of stuff all in it. That's what it looks like, and I'm in love with this palette. I do prefer the original over this one, but I am still keeping it because there's a lot of gorgeous shades in here. Next, I have this Playboy palette that my friend Danielle from Scotland sent me. This is called the Pinup Pout Perfect Lip Palette, and I've never owned a lip palette before, but those are all of the gorgeous shades, and you would think this would be really sheer, but I promise you it's not. I don't really wear this out very often, but I find this palette perfect for mixing in with other lip shades to create like a custom shade. So I am not getting rid of this. Sorry, I changed the lighting up a little bit. I figured that the lighting was a little too dark, so I'm using my LED light behind the camera. This is a palette that actually came with a little Ulta gift set. I really do like it. Some of the shades are more pigmented than others. I haven't been giving it much love just because I have similar shades in other palettes I own. So unfortunately, I think this is one of the palettes that I am going to be giving up. I know it's really hard to see in this lighting and the packaging is absolutely dirty, but this is an Avon quad. It's the Urban Skyline True Color Eyeshadow Quad. It's a bunch of smoky colors. My mom got this for free in one of her Avon orders, and it just comes with them labeled 1, 2, 3, 4. I do already own the Kat Von D True Romance palette in Sinner, which has these shades already, so I'm going to be passing this one up as well. And as you can see, barely any of these shades have been touched. This is a palette that I wanted for a really long time. This is the Urban Decay Ammo palette. I actually didn't buy this myself. I won this in an Instagram giveaway back in October. The shades are absolutely gorgeous. If you are not a fan of shimmer or sparkle, you will not like this palette. I am going to hold on to it because I know that there are a lot of Urban Decay classic shadows in here. I just haven't touched it or used it as much as I probably should, but I really do love the shade selection. I don't have to talk about this one for very long because I'm not getting rid of any of my Kat Von D palettes. I love the quality of her shadows too much, and I love the packaging, I love the shades, I love everything about it too much to get rid of them. This one in particular is the Kat Von D Poetica palette. On the back, it's got all the names of the shades, and then on the inside, this is what the Poetica palette looks like. These are just perfect for fall. I need to break this out again. This is another palette that I keep in the box. This is the NARS Limited Edition Guy Bourdin Crime of Passion palette. This is actually the first full size of NARS product I've ever gotten. For Christmas, I received some money and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna buy myself my first NARS product. This is what I happened to get. It was very tempting, mainly because of the words limited edition. It came with some neutral shades, which I figured I could utilize. So this one is called Naiad. This one is Jezebel. Both of these are limited edition shades. And then this one is part of their permanent line called Pandora. This is one of their larger than life mini lip glosses. This is also an exclusive shade called Deep Throat. And then when you flip this up, the Deep Throat blush, which I have already panned out of here because I was starting to hit the bottom. And then the Laguna bronzer, which I don't use very much. It just looks too muddy on my skin. I am holding on to this palette, but I do not recommend anybody wasting their money on it because this was $60 and I don't grab for it nearly as much as I thought I would. Another palette that was sent to me by my good friend Danielle from Scotland. This is the Makeup Revolution Eyes Like Angels palette, and she told me that this is actually a very popular palette. If you've never heard of Makeup Revolution, they are now carrying products at Ulta for this brand. This comes with what, 32 eyeshadows? And when you open this up, oh my goodness, it is like a dream because it comes with so many different colors. It does have that plastic sheet over top with all the names of them, but it just comes with so much variety. I absolutely love it. Like if I'm looking for a specific shade, I come to this palette. This is a palette that we actually sell at Hot Topic. We haven't gotten it back in stock for a while, but honestly, Hot Topic is not the only place that you can buy LA Girl cosmetics. I know that they sell it at Five Below. Anyway, this is called the Nudes eyeshadow palette, and honestly, when we first got it in stock, what does this look like to you? Anybody who is even vaguely familiar with the beauty guru community on YouTube knows that this looks like they're trying to dupe the Naked 3 palette, which I do not own. I honestly do not own any of the Naked palettes. I was thinking about buying Naked 2 or Naked 3. However, I'm not fond of the $54 price tag, so that's why I've been putting it off for so long. Some of these shades aren't very pigmented, but I love the rosiness of them. I wish that they put a few more matte shades in here to blend out with, but this is a gorgeous palette to go to when you're looking for like an all-over lid shade. So I will be keeping this, although I will say I don't understand the point of companies putting in brushes that are just shit quality. I'd rather them not put in a brush at all. So yeah, I'm gonna be throwing this away. I have 3 of these Maybelline palettes that they released. I know that they came out with 4 of them. The blush nudes, which I did not bother picking up. This one was the 3rd one I purchased, called the Brights. I do have the nudes and the smokes, which I'll grab in a second because it's on my makeup table. This one is called the Nudes, which I actually just used today. I love this palette. I think that it comes with just enough mattes and shimmers to create a beautiful neutral palette, especially for the drugstore, so I will be keeping this. And the Smokes palette got a little bit of hate too. A lot of people just didn't like the quality of the shadows, but I actually don't mind it. I think that using 1 or 2 shades at a time when I do my makeup is really nice, so I'll be keeping this one as well. However, my feelings are completely different when it comes to the Brights palette. I was very, very disappointed in this. When I use them, they don't pack up to the amount of intensity they look in the pan, and sometimes they blend out to nothingness, so I am going to be getting rid of this one. Another palette that I unfortunately already know I'm getting rid of is the Hello Kitty Head of the Class palette. This came out a few years ago, like I was around 17 or 18, and this came out of Sephora. These were not cheap, by the way. These were like 36 bucks a piece. If you remember a while ago, Sephora used to carry Hello Kitty products, and then they just started discontinuing the line. I will say the packaging gets an A++ from me. I love how cute this is. Unfortunately, the shades are just not meant for me. It's not the quality. The quality is really nice. It's just the shades are not for me. This was a gift given to me. I never use these kinds of shades. I don't see myself using these kinds of shades, and I've had it for years and still never touch it. So I'd rather it go to someone who would use it, and I do have a friend who says that she would love to have this. One thing I did really like about this palette is on the very bottom level, because there's 2 sections to this, if I can get it open. There is a really nice peachy shimmer blush, and I did use this a couple times. The thing is, you have to be very careful when putting your brush in it because it is very soft to the touch. Almost like Lorac products, they crumble if you hit them too hard. This will do the same exact thing. This color is gorgeous. It's a very natural peach blush, but it's no point of me keeping the entire palette just for one product. Not going to be talking about this for very long. I already love my Naked Urban Decay Basics palette. I didn't pick up on the hype for the Naked 2 Basics because I already have all the mattes that I need right here. I really do love this. Perfect for transition shades, brow bone highlight shades. So it just works for everything I need. Another Kat Von D eyeshadow palette. This is the one I was talking about earlier called Sinner. I can never get enough of purples. This one comes with a mini Puro Amor eyeshadow pencil as well. Another Playboy palette that my friend Danielle sent me. This is the Ultimate Eyes Sultry Smoky Eye Kit, and it comes with 6 eyeshadow shades for doing the perfect smoky eye. I do smoky eyes pretty often, but lately when I do them, I use more like bronzy or darker brown shades. I haven't really been using very many blacks or grays. I use black actually a lot, I take that back, but it's the grays that I don't really use. I know for a fact that I will get some use out of this palette, so I will be keeping it. And like I mentioned earlier, I will be keeping my Too Faced Original Chocolate Bar palette as well. I love it way too much to not keep it, so that is what all the shades look like for the original. I use more of the shades out of this than the second one, however, they both go perfectly together, and I justify having both of them, to be completely honest with you. This is a palette that I have a love-hate relationship with. This is the Too Faced A La Mode Eyes Sexy Saint Tropez eyeshadow collection. It's one of those metal tin eyeshadow collections that Too Faced came out with for the summer, and I think they said it was limited edition, but it ended up staying in to the point where it went on clearance. So I was kind of upset. I paid full price for this when it went on clearance for like 18 bucks. I don't feel too bad because the shade selection is actually really nice. I'm sorry for how messy it is. I do like the shades more than I don't like this shade, so I am going to be keeping this as well. This is a Mally palette, smoky eye palette that my grandmother gave me years ago, and I never really touch it because the shades are not for me. And then these shades, again, I already have smoky shades that I prefer in my Kat Von D palette if I'm going to do a gray smoky eye, so that's why I'm getting rid of it. This is the Kat Von D Spellbinding eyeshadow book. This was limited edition that she came out with a couple years ago. I won't be opening it up to show all the shades just to save some time, but it does have a general overview. 12 out of the 24 shades in this palette were exclusive to just this palette, but the other 12 shades you can find randomly sprinkled throughout the other palettes she has released. Before I get into this box right here full of a bunch of mini palettes, I am going to be showing this really quick, which I will not be getting rid of course. This is a Sephora Makeup Studio. I believe they come out with these every year during the holidays. They come out with a new one with a new setup and different colors. This is a general overview of what it looks like. It comes with eyeshadows, lip glosses, blush bronzer, gel eyeliners, and then like a mascara and 2 eyeliner pencils. This is perfect for, like, let's say I wanted to go over to my friend's house and do her makeup before we go out. This is like awesome for that because of the portability of it. It even has little legs on it so that you can stand it up, and like it's almost like a mini travel vanity. It's absolutely amazing. This was a Victoria's Secret box that, you know, like when you would buy it, it came a gift set with perfume, lotion, whatever. Truth be told, fun fact actually, all of my makeup at one point fit inside this box. Like when I was 17 years old, every single piece of makeup that I had fit inside of this one container, and now I can't even get all of my palettes to fit inside of this one container. So what does that tell you about me? I have the Lorac Pro 2 and the Lorac Pro. These are like the Pocket Pros. It comes with 3 eyeshadows each. It comes with the shade Buff, Rose, and Black. One comes with Nude, Pewter, and Espresso. This is the NYX Love in Paris palette, and this one is in the specific shade Let Them Eat Cake, famous words said by Marie Antoinette. I thought that I would get so much use out of this palette, and I barely even touch it anymore. I do use this every now and then, but mainly the 2 shades I use is this one and this one as like a transition color. So I don't know if I want to keep this or give it to someone who might use it more than me. I'm gonna have to think about this one. A couple of gorgeous Mally trios that my friend Danielle also sent me. She absolutely loves the brand Mally. This one is in the shade Royal Plum. This one is in the shade Romantic Brown. This was one of the very first eyeshadow trios I ever bought when I first started my makeup collection. It's the Almay Intense Eye Color Smoky Eye for Browns, and it comes with 3 gorgeous colors that go so well together. This just, it really does accentuate brown eyes. I love it so much, and I don't know if you can see, but I have a major dip in this purple shade, and that's supposed to go into your crease. This is a 6-pan eyeshadow palette that I got from the brand Essence. I got this from Ulta. It's called the All About Nude. These 6 shadows are actually really gorgeous in the pan. It's just really weird when it comes to swatching slash putting them on your eye. This shadow and this shadow in particular give me the hardest times. I don't know what it is, but it's like when I swatch it, it looks really pretty. It doesn't transfer as well as it does like in the pan onto my eyelid, and I don't know if it's something I'm doing wrong or what. However, the other shades are really gorgeous, and I think this shade in particular is going to come in handy for fall. Speaking of perfect for fall, this was one of my favorite eyeshadow palettes that I used last fall. This is the Wet n Wild 5-pan palette in Smoke and Melrose. I absolutely love this selection, and they applied on my eyes like a dream. I've never really tried Wet n Wild eyeshadows before this, and I'm so happy that I decided to pick this up. The colors just scream autumn. And another palette that's actually quite new to me and I haven't used too much is this Maybelline Eye Studio Quad. I actually picked this up because Pretty Pistol 86 made me do it. I love this palette so much. These colors are gorgeous. I'm so happy I saw you haul this in one of your hauls a while back. This is called Mad for Mauve, and I, again, kind of like the Wet n Wild one, I had never really tried any Maybelline quads before this, so I'm really happy I took the dive and bought it. This is from the e.l.f. collection, Good vs. Evil, which was all about Sleeping Beauty and Maleficent. My mom got this, and quite a good portion of the collection for Christmas for me because she knows, well, first of all, Sleeping Beauty is one of my favorite Disney movies, probably like in my top 5, but Maleficent is hands down my favorite Disney villain of all time. I really like the shades in here. You've got the neutrals up here, and then you've got like the smoky, and then of course a purple, and I can't get rid of it because I love it too much. And the packaging, it has Maleficent on it. I mean, Jesus, I named my cat after her, so I need to keep this. It has more of a meaning than just the eyeshadow. This is a Rimmel Glam Eyes HD quad that Danielle also sent me in our makeup swap. I'm actually not a big fan of blue, but when I swatched these actually look really nice to incorporate into other makeup looks that I could possibly do. I forgot to say the name of this. This is called Royal Blue. So I will be keeping this. I do plan on doing a one brand tutorial look using Rimmel, and I've got 99% of this stuff that I need to be able to film it. This is called the Lion Papa Art Palette. It came with an eyeshadow quad. It's like a really nice gold. I love the fact that these are browns and not smoky colors. And then right here is a very shimmery blush. Like, I think it's more shimmery than Super Orgasm from NARS. I don't use it very often, however, I really do like the shade of it, so I will be keeping this palette. If you watched my videos towards the beginning of my channel, you saw that I mentioned this. I actually hauled it. This is the Sonia Kashuk Eyes on Neutral Matte and Shimmer palette. This was limited edition at Target, and I got it on clearance for less than 10 bucks, which I was super surprised at, and the quality is really nice. This was like on retail price for $30, which I would never pay $30 for this palette. It's with 2 rows of like cooler toned neutrals and then 2 rows of warmer toned neutrals. I think that this palette is perfect for traveling because you can never get enough neutrals, and I love that there's a healthy mix of matte and shimmer in here. Good going, Sonia Kashuk, because this is a gorgeous palette. And the very last mini palette that I have in here is the Smashbox Full Exposure palette. Then they have come out with the double exposure, but this is the original full exposure. For a while, I had been thinking about getting the full-size $50 palette, but then when I saw they came out with a mini version, I was like, you know what? I'd rather just get that, just to see what the shadows are like and if I would like them. At the top, it comes with 4 very metallic sparkly shades, and then on the bottom, it comes with 4 neutral matte shades. And perfect for traveling, and the quality is actually not that bad. And now, I don't feel like buying the entire palette anyway because I've got really all I need in this one little one. So these and those are all the palettes that I'm keeping. Don't pay attention to the fact that my 2 drawers are missing. Those ones up top are the ones that I am going to be giving away. So I'm going to reorganize this and take a beautiful after picture of all of my pretty palettes I'm keeping.